here is the issue. We will be using a fragrance. It's a naughty fragrance. It's gonna accelerate like crazy. So my plan is to make 100% olive oil soap, because that takes long time to reach to trace. So I'm hoping if I make 100% olive oil soap, because this fragrance accelerates, so it will give me some time to work with it, and I will be able to put it in pour easily. Last time I worked with this fragrance, it was a mess. I couldn't even pour it in the mold, and it was just clumped all in bucket. It was accelerated. So that's the plan for today. So let's start with measuring the lye and mix and make lye water. So I will actually put this recipe in the description box. Please go there. Feel free to use the same recipe if you would like to, with any fragrance of your choice. In this one, I'm actually going to record the whole thing in real time and keep it the way it is. Feel free to fast forward if you would like to. It's time to measure distilled water. Also, I'm using a lot of water percentage, so I can get time to work with it. So I'm not doing the water discount. I'm using 38% of water. So first I'm gonna mix lye and water. Make sure you have your gloves on and you're making it in a ventilated space. It's a cold day outside, so once I mix lye and water, I will be putting this outside so it can cool down quickly. Because olive oil I don't need to melt, so I need to work on this first, and then everything else can be measured after this. Be careful when you mix lye and water. Lye always is added to water and not the other way around. Whenever you work with lye and water, make sure there's no distractions around you. There are no pets or kids around you, because you want to keep it in a safe place so no one touches it or spill it by mistake. Lye is very corrosive. This is the only part where people are mostly afraid, and there's no need to be afraid. You just have to be focused. And you can see the temperature of lye goes very high. It's 177 right now. It's going to go above 200 degrees, so you want to be very careful with that. You know lye is mixed completely when you see the water is clear. Right now you still see it's like cloudy. It means it's not mixed properly. I will make sure it's all mixed properly before I put it away for it to cool down. Okay, water is clear now. You can see the bottom of the container. Now I will put it away. It's a cold day, so I'm gonna put it outside. Let's put it aside to cool down. Now this is 100% olive oil soap. So next thing is we will measure olive oil. I use olive oil pomace. That adds a little yellowish greenish tint, but I just believe you don't need to use extra virgin olive oil, because you can actually use it to eat, right? And olive oil pomace is just the last form, last oil that is left when they do the whole process. You can read more about that on Google or wherever you would like. And we are adding, of course, 32 ounces of olive oil, because that's all I'm going to use. Alright. I always suggest, if this is the first time you're making soap, always start with olive oil, because you can actually take your time and learn what traces. Alright, olive oil is measured. I will put it aside, and I will measure the fragrance oil now. fragrance oil. This naughty fragrance. This is from Candle Science. It's called Black Sea, but this is an amazing scent. It just accelerates. You can use 2 to 3% maximum, so I'm using 3% of this scent. That will be 0.96 ounces. Let's measure that. It smells great. Okay, perfect. Okay, we have everything ready now. We're just waiting for lye water to cool down, and then we will start the process. It was not the plan, but I just decided I want to add some blue color to it, just because we're waiting, and we'll see how that will look. I would like to mix it properly first. Let's check on the lye water. We have our olive oil ready, and we already added the color that we wanted to add. And now the lye water is here, and let's check the temperature. I want to do everything that can slow down the process. Okay, so this is 90 degrees, it's perfect. I want to do everything to slow down the process of trace and acceleration, so that it gives me enough time to work with this fragrance. That's our challenge. So we have to focus on bringing the trace process slower, as slow as possible, so that way when we mix the fragrance, it's not gonna accelerate and just clump in the bucket. Okay, so this is ready. Now what we're gonna do is we will mix lye water in the oil, and we will bring it to emulsion where we know for sure it has mixed. And after that we will add this fragrance, and we want to have mold ready. So as soon as the fragrance is added, we mix it well, and it goes right in the mold. So make sure the mold is ready before you add the fragrance. So let's add the lye water. Very slow and carefully. Never try to rush through this process of soap making. Take your time and stay focused. So lye is mixed. Okay, now it's time to bring it to emulsion. Okay, now I know for sure that it is at emulsion. Everything is mixed well. And now we will add our fragrance, and after that we will see what happens. And here is the challenging part. Mold is ready, we're ready, and let's do this. You want to make sure it is mixed very well. I want to make sure it hits trace before I pour it down. I'm very surprised, behaving really well so far. But let's get it to trace now. This is the reason I picked olive oil. It does not get trace very easily. Okay, now I see it is at light trace. I can see that with the spatula. Okay, I see it has reached to the light trace, and I'm gonna pour it, and it did not give me any hard time. I'm really hoping this actually comes out well. This is gonna be mystery until I actually see it out of the mold and made properly. I will not know. And I know for sure my soap has traced, because I can see it. When you do this and you see on top, that means it's traced. So I think that's the way to make this soap. Let's get the bubbles out. Now the last step is just to spray it with alcohol. Isopropanol is what I use. 98% will be the best, but I have 91% right now what I'm using. I like the color, and we'll leave it the way it is, and we'll come back and cut it and see how that goes. I forgot to record the unmolding part of this soap, so I will explain you here. The soap unmolded in 24 hours, which is not normal for an olive oil soap recipe. But that might be because of the fragrance oil that we used. It is a fragrance oil that accelerates the trace, so that might have accelerated the whole process, and the soap is ready to unmold in 24 hours. If I had used my regular soap recipe, this soap would have clumped right in the bucket and I would have not even gotten enough chance to pour it in the mold. That was the whole purpose of using the olive oil soap recipe with this fragrance oil that actually accelerates the trace. Now, I do want to mention one thing, and I did take it out of the mold in 24 hours, but I would suggest you not do that if you do try this recipe, because the reaction was still going on and the sodium in the soap reacted with the carbon dioxide in the air and created a very thick layer of soda ash. So to avoid that, do not unmold the soap at least for 3 days. You won't have to deal with soda ash. Let's continue with the rest of the video now. I don't want it to be too hard before I cut it, so that's why I think it's time. Oh wow, so easy to cut because it's still very soft inside. It's olive oil soap. Olive oil soap takes very long time to actually get ready, but from inside it looks perfect. This is a very good way, I think, to make olive oil soap. Look how beautiful it is. It has some air bubbles in there, but overall I'm not gonna touch it because it's still very soft inside. Alright, thank you. Now it will be cured for about 3 months because this is olive oil soap, and this was my experimental batch. I will be making another one. Now I know how to avoid the soda ash, but other than that everything looks perfect. So I will actually use all the accelerated fragrances in olive oil soap from now onwards. If you like this video, you might be interested in this video that's coming up on your screen. This is a 100% coconut oil soap recipe, and this is very easy to make, so go and check that out and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.